Welcome everyone back to my channel. First of all, let me encourage you to click that subscribe, click the bell notification for upcoming videos. And secondly, I'd like to apologize, as I'm sure for the most of you, it's been a crazy, hectic summer. So here I am. I'm happy to be back. I thoroughly love making content for you guys. Happy Halloween, hence the costume. Today's video is Top Gun. Top quality meat birds, that is definitely top quality. Let's take a little walk around here and I'll show you my setup. So first of all, for the brooder, once the chicks came in, when they're just a day or two old, I put them into brooder right here. So after their feathers started to come along, they came out of the brooder at approximately 2.5 weeks. The temperature was great. It actually worked out perfect this year for getting them in the corner right here of the yard. Onto the hay they went, with lots of hay, food and water at what we have here today. Look at the size of these meat birds. One thing I'd like to mention as well, these guys, just like the last batch that I've done, check out my video right here, Caught on Camera, for the harvesting of the meat birds. Just like these guys, they were fed unlimited food and water. Hence the size, works well. And another thing I'd like to mention, we are at about 7 weeks and a couple days. Guys, realistically, there's not much growth that you'll see after the 7-week period. This has been the third time the harvest has been done, and realistically, there's not much growth to see. So between 7 and 8 weeks is when I like to harvest these guys. As far as the process goes, after we get our meat bird, I'm first going to come over here next to the harvest killing hone. Right below me here, there's a bucket with water in it. Now, if you're going to do this, make sure you got a little bit of water. Blood, when it comes out thick, and if you're harvesting 50, it's going to get very gummy by the time you're done. So a little bit of water in there for the meat bird. And right here is our boiler. So initially in the beginning, this temperature needs to be at 180 for the scalding. So later on, we're going to use this to seal up our bags and immerse them in water, so it almost vacuum seals for the freezer. I love this machine. This is the chicken plucker. Definitely a must-have if you plan to do this procedure on your own. Gotta have one of these guys. This is gold for sure. So we're going to put them in here, let them spin around until, while rinsing of course, let them spin around until pretty much the feathers are completely off your bird. And then after they come out of the chicken plucker here, we will then come to the table here. Come a little closer and I'll show you what I have for tools. Make sure you have the right tools for this. This is very, very important. So first of all, always use the gloves. This potato masher is actually for dunking the bird into the scalder. Super, super sharp knife. Is, if you don't remember anything, make sure you remember to have a super sharp knife for your harvest. And one of the newest tools that I have here, guys, outdoor edge knives. This knife is actually has replaceable blades. How genius is that? So I just press this button right here. Out comes this blade. Leave your guard on until you get your blade on. There you have it. Razor sharp. Boy, am I excited to use this amazing knife today. Check them out. I want to mention numerous, I cannot even begin to tell you how many people have been requesting a full video to see the actual harvest from beginning to end. YouTube is not a big fan of the full process when it comes to this type of harvest. So I'm going to have 2 videos, and especially what I'm going to have for so many that want to see the video of the harvest right from beginning to end. I'll have that for you guys, and there's a lot of you. And secondly, my least favorite part of this whole process, time to pick my meat bird and time to harvest and put him in the hugging cone. Came right to the food, just like that. Like I said, 24 hours before, no food, they come right to you. So guys, after he's in your cone, you will settle down, I promise you. He actually feels right now like he's being hugged. This quick process, did I say how much I do not like this part? So what I'm going to do here, right on this side, guys, right here, it feels like a knuckle. It's actually his ear. So I'm going to go from here to the center and this ear to the center as well. And then I'm going to hold his neck open. So this is quick for our meat bird. Wow, I gotta say, this is warm, very warm. But guys, this is soon over for our guy. I gotta say, I feel a little nauseous. Not my favorite part. I feel like my turkey dinner is about to come up. So these little kicks that you see here is what they call little death kicks. Basically, any kind of muscle spasm that's going on at this point, after what he just went through, will soon be all over, thankfully. Wow, I also gotta say, talk about a sharp knife. I've never had anything that sharp. It's the first time I used that knife, and it literally almost took his head off with very little pressure. That is amazing. You guys need that for the harvest. Gotta get it. Outdoor edge, gotta have it. Now what I've done here is just put his legs into the potato masher. Great for dipping. Down he goes, 180 degrees, guys. Actually, this bird is kind of big. His legs are too big for this. You can just also, which I've seen, just immerse him and hold him by his feet. When his wing feathers come out easily, he's ready. Now for the test, our guy's ready to go. And water, guys, continual water. There you have it, guys. Just like that. And the very few that are left are very, very easy to remove. Gotta get it. Gotta get the chicken plucker. This one actually was bought online. I believe it was about $600. Beauty. Now off to the table. Wow. Have a look at this. He came out beautifully. Like I said, few feathers left. Not a big deal. Beauty, beauty. First thing I'm going to do is show you, once you bend the foot, just find the knuckle in his leg. And if you have this knife, be careful. This is a dangerous knife for someone that is not used to using knives, shall we say. Just like that, there's one. Another thing you can do, guys, and I did it the last harvest, I actually boiled all the chicken feet. Great collagen, gotta like that. There's his feet. So the next thing, you're gonna go and find his esophagus. Here we go. Just make a very, very paper thin cut. Reach in and find his esophagus, and I can see it without even really searching. Open him up. You might have to fidget around. There we go. There is his esophagus. Now we're going to go to the other end. I'm going to leave that sitting there because that's going to pull right through on the other end. Pinch again and make a little slice right here. Then you're going to put your 2 fingers inside and you're going to open this guy up. Then everything on the inside, except for the hearts, for me today, is going to go in the bucket. Another thing is, this little sack you see here that's kind of bluish purple, do not break that. You're going to have a state on your table if that busts. Oh, there's the heart. Chicken heart. Gotta have that. Delicious. And pull. Thought I had the esophagus. Not quite. So the next thing I'm going to do, right to the right side of his vent, I'm going to cut right here, and the left side of the vent. And in underneath, all in one piece, guys. And that way, there will be no mess. Now what I'm looking for are the lungs. You can get lung scrapers, but realistically, guys, to be honest, I've left them in there and I don't think it's a big deal. There, got the lungs. Now it's time for a rinse for this guy. Another thing you want to do and make sure, guys, make sure you sterilize your table, all of your utensils and all that. Before this got set up today, everything got sterilized. So make sure you sterilize with Javix or whatever you decide to use for your harvest, but keep everything nice and clean and sterile. One last rinse on this end. Once you get them cleaned up, tables all rinsed off, into the ice bucket. You need, especially if you have about 50 like I have behind me right here, you need to bring the body temperatures down on these birds or your freezer will take forever to freeze your birds. Like I said, when we're dealing with 50. And once your meat bird is clean, don't put them back on your processing table. Right into your ice bin. And now, time to bag. So now that our bird is cooled down, I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to drain him completely, get all the water out. I figured it'd be easy right here on our cutting board. The neck goes in the corner. Guys, shrink bags. This is what I'm using for the harvest of our bird before he goes into the freezer. Who am I kidding? This guy's not going in the freezer. He's going in the oven tomorrow for supper. Beauty. So then what I'm going to do is squeeze the cavity, squeeze all the air out as much as you can. There you go. Looks pretty good. And another thing I like to mention, when you order these shrink bags, you get a straw. So this will go down into the cavity. Should have kind of done this before. There we go. Now let's squeeze it all together. Ooh, I can even hear, guys, the air coming out through that straw, and more will continue to come out as he gets into our 150 degree water. Off to the boiler. Now what you don't want to use is the same water that you use to scald your bird to loosen up those feathers. If anything should get inside this bag whatsoever, you want brand new water for your boiler for this part of the process. This potato masher, what I'm going to use is to push down, and I'll show you in a second, to push down our bird into the water. And this process in the water, folks, is going to be about 20 to 30 seconds. 24, let's go midway, 25. Back to our table. Out comes your straw and twist. And then one of your zip ties. Do not let go of your twist. There you have it. Now, for the most part, they don't always snap like they did, but I can see I still have room there. It's still locked on. This guy's getting cooked tomorrow. For the most part, you just snip it off with a pair of scissors right at the end there. There you have it. So there you have it, guys. What an easy process. I know, right? Once you have all the equipment, it is gold. So you're going to go from a baby chick to this in 7 weeks. And then to the freezer, to the oven. This one's going to the oven tomorrow, as I mentioned. So I like to encourage you to all do it. Last year, if I recall, with the prices and everything increasing, it was $1 a pound. And this year is about, after all the food and the cost of the birds, it was about $1.25 a pound, $1.20, $1.25. On that note, I'm going to say bye for now. Thanks for watching. And once again, Top Gun, top quality. Yes!